Good morning, dear students, and welcome to General Science class. We are in Chapter 6, Nervous System and Sense Organs. In the last class, we have seen what is a nervous system, what is the function of the nervous system, and the three main parts of the nervous system. Students, now you know that the nervous system is the system that controls our whole body, and the brain, the spinal cord, and the nerves help for this process. Students, now we all know that it is our brain that controls all our body actions. But there are some actions that are not controlled by the brain. Let us see what they are. Children, today we are going to learn about reflex action. Reflex action can be defined as an automatic action or an involuntary response to a sensory stimulus. Or we can say, reflex actions are automatic actions that we do not think before we act. Look at this picture. When a person accidentally touches a hot object, he pulls back his hand at once. Or if you touch a thorn, you will withdraw your hands quickly. Such actions are called reflex actions. This reflex action takes place without any information and knowledge of the brain. That is, the brain is not informed before the action takes place. That is why we call it as an automatic action. Now let us see how this reflex action happens. When a person accidentally touches a hot object, a pain sensitive receptor cell in his fingertip detects the heat stimulus and triggers off the nerve impulse. From here, the message travels along a sensory nerve to the spinal cord. This message is processed and the response is generated in the spinal cord itself. Then this response travels down through a motor nerve to the muscles of the arm. The muscles of the arm receives the response and his arm muscles contract, lifting the person's finger away from the hot object. Here you find that the message from the finger do not travel all the way to the brain. The message reaches the spinal cord. Then the spinal cord processes the message and a new message travels back along nerves to the muscles in your hand. Thus, the brain is not involved in this reflex action. Therefore, in a reflex action, only the sensory nerves, the spinal cord, and the motor nerves are involved. The brain is not involved in this whole process. The path followed by the impulse or the message is called the reflex arc of the reflex action. So children, in a reflex action, all the process is very quick and automatic. In a reflex action, the detection, the processing, and the response is handled by the spinal cord and we respond before the information reaches the brain. Reflex action helps you to respond rapidly to a stimulus from the external environment without any conscious control. Now you might have understood how you are able to pull back your hand when you accidentally touches a hot pan. Some other human reflex actions are coughing, sneezing, blinking of the eyes, jumping when frightened, and watering of mouth when you see some tasty food. All these actions are controlled by the spinal cord, and the brain is not involved in these actions.